During the Victorian Age, there were a group of people that most history books rarely if ever mention. Their lifestyle was so disturbing that some may think it was taken from a fictional book written by Charles Dickens, though their existence was all too real. They were known at the time as crawlers. Most of these people were homeless older women who survived by crawling or moving from place to place just to survive. Whenever possible, they obtained odd jobs like looking after small children and other meager opportunities to earn bread, tea, and any other comfort available to live another day. When these incidental jobs were finished, they often slept outdoors, though were fortunate enough on occasion to gain access to casual wards. At a casual ward, a night's stay in a workhouse would be granted on an overnight basis for those certified to be in extreme need by policemen. These people would have to line up again the next evening to try and obtain another night's stay and shelter if available. To highlight the misery of homelessness in London during the Victorian Age, the issuance by policemen of casual ward certifications rose from 200,000 in the year 1864 to over 400,000 just 5 years later. Otherwise, crawlers would remain on or near the workhouse steps since they had no permanent residences. Sadly, Victorian crawlers lived a desperate life of misery and hopelessness on dirty city streets in poverty-stricken urban areas. These unfortunate people, lacking the necessary energy to earn a wage or resources for food or lodgings, lived as outcasts in the rigid structure of Victorian society. Crawlers took alms or charity whenever available, even from other beggars who thought these unfortunates were in an even worse state than themselves. Food waste, discarded tea leaves, and stale bread were the main supplements of their diet. Utensils for crawlers consisted of discarded pots, broken crockery, and other thrown-away items. With the help of kindly merchants or publicans, they would use discarded items like tea leaves to fashion a hot drink or warm other sustenance to live another day. Victorian crawlers were also called dosses because they appeared to be constantly drowsy. Due to their precarious living conditions, it was difficult to obtain proper rest. It was said that crawlers would go days at a stretch without lying down, and even then, never fully asleep. Therefore, with the constant danger of their living situation, crawlers always had to be alert for their next opportunity to stay alive or avoid trouble. This gave crawlers the appearance of having one eye always open. Exposed to natural elements like strong winds and steady rain with little to shelter their frail bodies, Victorian crawlers suffered from chronic illnesses like rheumatism, joint pains, and other afflictions. Some came about their brutal situations by willful wrongdoings and past vices, though in many cases, these people were just the victims of unfortunate circumstances, whether due to accidents, unsustainable living conditions, or being widowed. This was a hard life of abject poverty one would not choose to lead in Victorian times. However, even in these miserable circumstances, many Victorian crawlers had sincere dreams of uplifting themselves. These hopeful unfortunates reasoned that with opportunity and some form of regular employment, they could enter society once again with an address and a means to sustain their lives. Crawlers were another shocking example of people living within the vicious cycle of Victorian debt and poverty. Though in their circumstances, trapped at the lowest level of Victorian society, it would be almost unbearable to witness, let alone have to endure. These people suffered indignities and abject misery well beyond modern comprehension. Thank you for watching this episode of the Victorian Diary. We show regular episodes which reveal life in the Victorian Age. So please remember to like, subscribe, share, and reveal this knowledge of Victorian times for the benefit of everyone.